going crazy, more flyers, more promotion in all the high schools in Brooklyn. Then we did a real big event, turned out real crazy, and that from that I got enough funds to start my little barbershop.
Okay.
Like you said, a little barbershop. It's big. Anytime you own something, that's big.
How many seats in your barbershop?
7 chairs.
That's big.
That's decent.
That's nice.
That's decent, man. You put you a young black.
Then you
entrepreneur,
young,
man.
yeah.
So that's a big thing, you know what I mean?
So you always
Thank you,
wanted to start your own business?
I always wanted to do my own thing. Since I was little, I started like DJing. I always been doing my own stuff, working by myself, and pretty much using all my craft to get to where I want to go.
So you said you work with a lot of artists. Who's some of the artists you work with that you met during your journey with the parties and you know, things like that?
Pretty much everyone in Brooklyn. I work with from Millie to 6ix9ine to everyone Casanova, the list go. I work with Elephant Man. I'm his road manager. Like a lot of people.
Oh, the reggae artist, Elephant Man?
The reggae artist, Elephant Man. Yeah.
Wow.
So how did you put yourself in position to manage all these or work with these several artists like that?
It all started from my styling with my brand, Young, Rich, and Powerful. So I basically went to events and started styling some of the artists, and then they would put me on to the next artist. From my clothes, getting everything fresh for them when they go on tour, when they do their shows. And then I started going on tour. I did my first tour. We went to Toronto with Millie, and then from there we just kept linking.
Right.
So your brand, I see it's popping. Y'all got like over. Talk about the type of viewership and the numbers your brand is doing.
Well, we basically work. I also work with MILF Dad too. MILF Dad brand, Young, Rich, and Powerful. With some of the artists right now that we're working with is Young Chop, that's really crazy in the industry. And when I first started started with the brand, I just went to regular like clothing stores and started giving out like a free hat or something like that. I would give it to the artist, and it went from there.
That's smart marketing right there.
That's a fact.
So when you ran across them and you was giving out your stuff, you was like, what you was pitching them, telling them what you was like, you like their style or something, you wanted to manage them, you wanted to help them, or you actually did they have management? How did it go? Like
they would basically see me in an event. I would go to the event, go give out like a hat or something like that to an artist. And then once they wear the hat, they'll like it. Usually most people call me back, oh, I need to get the jacket or something to go with it. And then I'll go from there, and then we started doing the little shows. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So you said you ran in the barbershop.
Yeah, I ran into Pop in the barbershop, man.
And my man Biggie said, my nigga Pop from the barbershop. Up the gambling spot. Okay. So what's up, Pop?
What's up? Yeah, Rich, I ran into him. He's from Brooklyn, but he had his barbershop in Queens. And I'm from Queens. So this is how we ran across each other. And same thing, I was like, y'all gotta, I don't know if I needed a cutter that day or something, but I know he got me with the young man. And I was like, yo, this line is dope. And then he started showing me, I got 6ix9ine. This was before all this 6ix9ine stuff. Yeah, it was way before that. So he's like, yo, I got 6ix9ine. I said, oh yeah, that kid is buzzing. He said, yeah, I got 6ix9ine wearing it on. And then when he started, dropping some names in the industry, I'm like, oh yeah, I know. He knows a few people. And he's like, yeah, I'm helping out. To Millie right now. I said, yeah, what's up with the kid? And then I'm telling him, I got cash flow and I had Fresher at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how we connected. So he got his old roster and I got my roster, but we only doing 2 Millie together. You know what I'm saying? He a little handful, so we doing him together.
Oh, so you still with Fresher right now?
Yeah, Fresher right now, he doing the Love and Hip Hop, so I'm still, help out, on the ends of that, but Jay was officially his manager. He got fired, so I'm just helping on the road managing. But, Fresh is still family. That's my boy.
So you said y'all just doing Millie right now?
Yeah, I got a whole roster. I got Cash Flow. I got a kid, East Atlanta.
because he put a little weight on and all that shit. I know Ock a long time.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a good
legend.
dude.
Legend.
Yeah, that's a good dude. Yeah.
So like I said, so I met Rich at the barbershop in Queens, and he told me he from Brooklyn. So he got his roster, and I got my roster, but we doing 2 milli together.
But he the road manager, you the manager.
Yeah, that's what we picking that together right now.
But see, I respect the ego of Rich, because Rich, for him, I respect this a lot. He 2 milli man. He passed 2 milli on to you for you to be the manager, because I guess maybe the timing, or maybe he feel that, I don't know what was this feeling.
Yeah, well, Rich.
At that time, like, basically, if I'm not gonna put my full energy into an artist, like I had the barbershop, I got the clothing line, it's not right to, take over that position. So I just do the road management because I get the clubs, I could call them up, I have time to do that. But as far as getting the deals, the record deals, I don't have the time to.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
But I respect that though.
But not only that, though, you got to understand, though, you got to have a road manager and a manager. Your manager can't go on the road with you, too, and take care of business.
Exactly.
When you going from city to city, you doing tours and all that, you got to have a dude that's going to ride with you all that. Your manager can't do both. It's too much work, man.
Well, I respect about it, and this is one of the reasons this one, I always want to do a segment with managers.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example how he was selfless. He wasn't thinking about himself. He said, I couldn't put the energy into Millie. He grew up with him. They knew each other for years. So he passed him on to someone he feel who could do a better job, who have more time.
Yeah.
Right? I want to get into these guys who call themselves managers. And I want y'all both to go into what it takes to be a manager. 'Cause a lot of guys, they think they know somebody to rap, I'm gonna be your manager, and they go to the studio and they think that's it. And they be some of these guys land some hell of a talent. It's this one dude I know. The dude he had was a fish. He had two. He had a girl who was a singer, and a dude he sing and rap. I mean, he had talent, but he held them up because he didn't know what he was doing. He had no money, and he had no connections.
Oh, nah.
So,
well, you definitely need the connections. It takes money and some connections, but if you don't have any money, you definitely need the relationships. Relationships is bigger than the money, but you definitely, both would definitely work, but if you don't have any money or no connections, you can't be a manager at all, because it's just not going to work. I like to, if you're into basketball, I like to break it down in because in basketball, everybody I want to be the point guard, but you need a center, you need your small forward, you need your, you need your shooting guard. Exactly. So, same thing with the management. You need your manager, like you said, you need your role manager. I mean, some people do they stylist or not, but you need your lawyer, your financial aid, you need your bookie, your publicist. Yeah, so it takes a team. So every artist that I know has a team. So when you think about Chris Brown's, Trey Songz, it's a whole team, man. It's not no one-man show. You can't win the championship. LeBron James can't do it by himself. You need a team, Right. So that's the same thing with the music industry. So, like me and Rich was like you said, going to the shows, going on. I'm gonna pop up to some shows too, but I'm doing the call behind the scenes, okay, Rich, y'all got the streets buzzing, y'all got the clubs going. I'm trying to call the labels yo, let's get this, get a deal. You see what numbers we doing there, and that's how we doing. So that's how we road manager and manager. But at first, if you don't have a road manager, you just have a manager, like you said, it's a lot. It's a lot because the manager at first, before you pop, you playing security, you the counselor, you like the big brother. It's a lot in the beginning. You wearing different hats, and a lot of people, you can't do that.
Yeah, I've been there, done it. That's why I mentioned that. You got, like you said, and even with us, you got to have a team. You know what I'm saying? We know. You got to have your host. You got to have your cameraman. You got to have your tech guy. You got to have your brand ambassadors. We can't do all that by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's impossible.
But if you have to, then you ain't got no choice. But somewhere down the line, you're gonna crash.
But my thing is, what I don't like the people who don't really know what they're doing and say they someone manager. If you cool with someone and you trying to do what you gonna do with them, put them in position. Cause now when you say you're their manager, now like okay, saying if I know you, I'm like yo, let you hear. I want you to hear my artist, and you hear them. But you a real manager. Would you know what you're gonna say? You say, oh, he's dope. But by me already putting myself out there that I'm his manager, you're just gonna leave it at that. Now, if I come to you and be like, yo, look, I want you to listen to this person here, you'll probably be like, yo, bring him over here. You see what I'm saying? So people don't want to cut nobody's throat. So when you walk around saying you're an artist and you have doing things and you're not qualified for that position, I think it hurt. A lot of guys, it's a talent.
It definitely hurts.
They be with the wrong person.
It definitely hurts. I'm not gonna say names. I actually know an artist where I came in late, and they didn't really get a deal because the dude at Sony told me, "Yo, Pop, this guy got like 6 dudes saying he ain't managing, man. We not messing with him." Or you know what I'm saying? And that's for real. He said he has so many people saying he's a manager. I think that's what this is, the popular position, and everybody like I'm gonna be a manager. I mean, but you know, you got security, you got your hype man. It's other positions. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody just want to be a manager. But like you said, if you don't have the relationships or a little bit of money in the back, it's like no way you can do that.
Rich, what's your qualifications of a manager? What you think that would a manager ins and out? Because I like to, educate our viewers, people who trying to get into the game. What it takes to be a manager? You know, the first steps, like, the ins and out of everything.
Well, the first steps, you gotta be there for the artist. You gotta find new business for the artist, because that's something that I look at. Like, if you can't open doors and you just sitting there for years, not opening doors, not taking the record, promoting it and stuff like that, you're not really working as a manager. So for us, our team, Pop, so he looks for the record deals, the labels. He go talk to them and stuff like that. Me, I'm more of the street. Like, if we do a record, I'm hitting the clubs, I'm getting it promoted, get to the DJs. That's what I do. So you got to have somebody that's going to push whatever your project you guys are working on. The whole team got to be able to push that project.
And like you said, and like Pop said, at the end of the day, it's money, but it's more about relations. Because if you don't know nobody, you know what I'm saying? You can have all the money in the world. If you don't know nobody, you ain't gonna be able to meet nobody. You ain't gonna be able to plug in with nobody.
And you know what?
You know
if you think about it, look how many NBA players had labels. You had Ron Artest did right.
Yeah, Ron Artest.
Allen Iverson, Kobe. Everybody tried to have a label.
Homeboy from Portland.
Yeah, and they got
Damian Lillard.
they have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
But see, they don't know the industry is like a secret society, for so-called to say.
Right.
And all the money doesn't mean nothing. He's like, shout out to Mayweather. That's my boy. But Mayweather has a few artists. He had the little Filthy Rich records, whatever.
Rich.
And his artist is not, a Cardi B or it's not big art here. He got all the money in the world. So let you know it ain't even about the money. It's about the connection. You got to know the right people. You know what I'm saying? So Mayweather, and then dudes that got a lot of money like that, they'll let you spend your money in the industry. You be like, yeah, all right, well, 60 grand to get in the magazine and 80 grand here and 100 grand, and they just drain your money because you don't know nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why Rich is. I like dudes like Rich, and even myself. If I think Rich I took him as far as I could take him, I'm gonna pass him on. I know I could do only this, and I'm gonna pass him on. I need some help. A lot of people, like I said, we going back to the basketball. You just a ball hog. You're not passing around.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. If I got an artist and I'm like, listen, I brought you to Puff, and Puff want to manage you now. Because, even though he's a CEO, Puff still manages. So I'm going to let him go. Like, yo, Puff, buy me out, put me in a percentage or something. A lot of people won't do that. Nah, this is my artist, because they think they're going to get cut out. So, but there's very few people like Rich, myself, if I take you as far as I can take you and I can't take you no more, I'm gonna try to get you in the right hands.
Okay, I was reading something on you. You did a little prison stint, right? So
Yeah.
after you came from prison, you got into the music game. You want to get into that?
Yeah, well, my whole thing with me becoming a manager is I actually was an artist myself. You know, growing up in the hood, you trying to rap, you trying to sing, you trying to find your way. So I was an artist myself. Blew my shot, running the streets. Went to prison, came home, and I had a lot of connections. Meet a lot of people, and once I learned about the game, I was like, you know what? I could just still like write for these artists and then manage because I know what I'm doing, and I don't really want to be an artist no more because people don't know the artist is actually like the bottom of the food chain, meaning they get paid last. You got to pay your label back first, then you got to pay the producer, whoever you got, or your features and all that. So the artist is the bottom of the food chain, and it's a lot. You got radio station, and then 2 hours later, you got to be here. You fly the jet here. They need a show. You see artists fainting on you see them fainting on stages and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot. There's a lot on your body. There's a lot of no privacy. So when I really understood the business, I'm like, I don't think I want to be an artist, man. I think I'm good with the man, and I'm good with the management because I know how to connect the dots, and that's what before I got into the music and we went legit, that's what I was doing in the street. I was never the plug, and I was never like the worker. I was always like the middleman. I know how to connect the dots, so I just transformed that into the music. Now.
Right. It's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
Yeah. Same hustle, but different game.
Same hustle, different game.
But it's a flip side to being a manager because you got to think about it, right? So it's 3 different kind of managers. There's a manager who want to be a manager, like Doc said, but he don't really know nobody. There's another manager who got connections and he know everybody, and he can get you in the right, point you in the right direction or get you that deal you're looking for. But then there's another manager who people just want to make you their manager because they trust you. They grew up with you with the school, like LeBron employed all the dudes he went to school with. All of them didn't know the jobs he gave them, but he trusted them in that position. They learned their position as they went.
Yeah, that's
Brandy's mother managed her. Brandy's mother had no real prior management experience. That was her mother. My mommy gonna hold me out because Brandy came as a little kid. Yeah. But they learned it as they went. Because some people want to grab onto somebody to manage them because they love them. They know they gonna, no matter what, they gonna ride or die with them, and they learned it as they went. So speak on that.
That's basically how I started, man. Me and Melly, we've been boys for years. So the road managing thing, like when he went on tour a couple of times, he would come back. He would like, oh, did we get the funds? Did we get paid for? Did you get the money first before I did my show? And the old manager, he would never, like, he would go party when we in the club first, just drinking, doing everything else, not taking care of the business part of it. Like, even though we go out, the main thing, before we even come into the club, we would have to get paid and stuff like that. I'm more like laid back. I'll go make sure the club is ready, it's set up right, the money's paid, then we would walk into the club or do a show or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the management position can be tough too. Sometimes people don't want to pay, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do a show and you go back there to get that cash, and they be like, they get funny style on you. So now you gotta get your little gorilla on, man. Sometimes dude don't. I remember one time when I was Tretching him one time, right? And the dude caught amnesia on Tretch. So Tretch walked away, went to the car, got one of them naughty by nature bats, and came in there and lumped dude up and got that money, man, and said, let's go. Said dude ain't want to pay him. So sometimes your manager, you got to get on that too, though.
You got to be on every side, man. You got to be.
Everybody ain't paying on time, man. They'll try you, man.
Yeah, that's why for my artists, I'll either they want a book, if they hit an email or we know a vendor, we'll get half up front, and then I usually, some people go call the promoter, whoever the club owner, and meet them at the hotel and get the other half. I usually pull my artist up to the front of the club, roll down the tinted windows, let you know, yo, he's here. Tell you, whoever, bring that other half out, and then we gonna walk in. That's how I do it.
Safe.
To be safe,
Yeah.
so I won't have to go the Tretch route. Shout out to Tretch, man.
Sometimes you go on the road, you go out of town, and sometimes them out of town dudes gonna try you. They don't think you coming on the road with no toast or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They get fly on you, man.
Yeah.
You know?
But I want to go back to what you said. Yeah, like Ray J and Brandy, you know, people, you can put people in that position and they learn as they go along. And I had that a few times. A girl need management, but they trust their mom and all that. So we're technically supposed to be 20%. So we'll do something where we split the 20%, or I'll take the 5%, take the 15% because you trust your mom and all that. So, you know, I had those situations before.
Yeah.
So how it is managing 2 Milli? Like what type of artist he is? How it is managing him? Like, you know, some people's difficult, some people great to work with. What you like about working with 2 Milli?
Basically, I like working with Millie because he's real. Like, he's gonna be straight up. He's not fake. Like, if we go somewhere, if he doesn't like something, he's gonna tell you like how he feels. Like most artists, they'll just play along or just make music, any type of music. Like if he's not feeling the beat or something like that, he's like a producer would send him like 20, 30 beats. He'll be like, yo, I don't like these. Like, you know, he'll be straight up with you, and then until you get it right, he'll work with you. That's why I like working with Millie.
Well, Millie for me is the gift and the curse, man, because I came on the back end, so I'm a little upset. Like, damn, I wish I had this kid when he had that. But you know, 3 years ago he had the world's still doing his dance, but when he was at the height, I'm like, yo, these dudes didn't even do him right at all. So I'm on the back end now, trying to recreate, you know, get that spark back, because I'm like, when y'all had it right there, you was supposed to just get him. Yeah, you were supposed to go for the gusto. It was supposed to be you were supposed to.
Songs behind that, right?
It was like like you got him down on one knee in the ring. You were supposed to go for the knockout.
But the song was still at its height.
So I'm getting him on the back end now, but we about to recreate him, and you know, it's good though because a lot when I'm making the calls, they like, yeah, we know 2 Milli, what they got going on right now. So we talking right now. I'm asking them, yo, Millie, you want to do the love and hip hop or what, man? You might have to do it because that TV world, you know, is a different world. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I don't really know. So I'm trying to convince him right now, like, listen, we can do it, you know, just how Cardi did it. We do a few seasons and get, because like my mother, for instance, she's into church. She's not into rap music like that, but she knows a DJ Self and Safari from the TV. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Millie, we may have to get you on TV. We may have to go this route, you know what I'm saying? But if not, we got to start you like you're a brand new artist. We got to push this new record like if you was not unknown.
Because you let that record fade.
Yeah, because he let it die down.
You got to get wise.
So Rich, you was with him. Did he have another monster behind Millie Rock?
Yeah, we had mixtapes that did numbers. We did the P&B Rock mix. That was crazy. That did numbers. And right now, it's kind of real. I like what I'm seeing now because all the stuff that happened made him get more energy. He's going more crazy. Yeah. He wants it more. So, like, I see more talent, more different vibes from him, how he spits, everything.
Has he been performing lately?
Yeah, we still do some shows. We just did Toronto. We did a couple of shows in Brooklyn. We usually do like LeSuc, One Oak, and stuff like that. We walk through the clubs and then we'll have a run. But now that we have the Sturdy Rock, we're gonna just do the run in New York, probably Miami, and that's how we go.
Yeah.
But one thing I definitely would have liked y'all to touch on that y'all both didn't touch on about manager being professional. I think that's very important because one thing I could say, when me and Rich was going back and forth to get Millie on the show, he was nothing but professional, on time. You know, the communication was there. You make someone want to push. Like anything y'all say, yo, Millie, y'all ask us to do, we help any way we can. Yeah. Because that's important.
No,
when you do that,
you got to be professional. You got to be professional because it's sometimes I had incidents and that whoever I'm asking, DJ, radio station, don't really care for the artist. But being that I'm so professional, like yo, Pop, you know what? As long as you can keep them under control or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Not saying 2 Milli, but I'm just so that you definitely got to be professional and that's what we there for. That's another big part of management. Pick up their slack. If they late, sorry for being late. He's on his way, whatever. So we gotta, clean up the mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's your job.
That's the job.
And then not only that, though, when you talking about being professional, also it's like in connections. A lot of times people might not want to mess with your artists and that type, whatever. But being that they mess with you, they do it on the strength. All right, you know what, V? All right, you know what, Pop? All right, you know what, Doc? I'm gonna go ahead and give your man, let your man rock, because I know y'all good dudes, and y'all always come through with talent, whatever. So let me give him a shot and see what he do. Yeah. Connections is big with management, man. Big. If you ain't got no connections, you can't manage nobody, Chad. You gotta know people, man.
This is what I tell all the artists.
Put some bread in all y'all pockets.
I tell all the artists, they think it's not about the money. You got NBA players, you got boxers, they got all the money in the world. They still can't break their artists. It's about the connections. The connections is way bigger. And I tell all the artists. I lost a few artists because, it wasn't moving as fast as they thought it was. And, a couple artists, they slick. Mm-hmm. They want you to be, giving them money, paying their rent and all that. And I'm like, of course, I'm going to help you. I'm not going to let you get kicked out. We don't want you. I'm trying to get you a deal and you go sell drugs and go get locked up and blow the whole thing. But I can't be, I'm buying clothes and buying, so now it's like you, my mate. You know what I'm saying? It's like my child. So I'm like, come on, it's getting out here. So you got artists that slick, I'm going to just hit my manager and hit my, and.
But I want to get into that. Is it manager's job to take care of artists financially?
It's a yes and a no.
Yes, exactly.
It's calling
let them do it.
It's
a fine line.
It's calling what you sign.
I know I want them to
it's a fine line. It's a fine line with that, because if I believe in my artist, of course I'm going you get artists that got crazy. I'm kicked out. I'm homeless. I don't got no clothes. It's literally, I didn't give him an artist. All right, here, we'll put the chain on, put this coat on, drive this, so you get the look, Yeah. And of course, I believe every artist I had, I brought them some type of clothing and some type of paid a bill or something like that. So I don't mind. But you got managers, that's not in the contract. I'm here to get you a deal, and that's
all what the manager really is.
Yeah, exactly. It's
the manager is not to finance the artist.
Yeah.
It's really to get them to where they need to be.
Exactly.
A lot of artists
they don't understand
finance, though, man.
They definitely do.
They do. Somewhere down the line, they be like,
yeah, they play off that.
They play off that. Yeah. You my manager.
Yeah,
they play off that.
Yeah, I need you my manager. Like, but hold up.
Studio
I got you,
time.
But this ain't gonna be going on all the time.
Exactly. That's what I'm
saying. Like he said, like Pop said, he be looking for you to take care of him.
Yeah.
Hold up, we ain't sold a record yet. What you talking about?
We ain't do nothing yet. We didn't get nothing yet. Man, I'm talking about, I had artists that not even with 2 million that you didn't even have a record. You're not even hot. I just liked you. You know what I'm saying? I can see a little potential, so I'm willing to invest. But I'm the manager. An investor is something totally different from that. You know what I'm saying?
We got to call it.
Call it Global TV. You hear what? Hello?
What's up, Doc? What's up, Don Vito?
What's up?
What up?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Just watching the live stream. If I could, real quick, I would like to run a situation by the gentleman there, since they have a bunch of experience in the music industry. And then I'll lead into a scenario. I had a young artist, a close personal friend of mine, unfortunately was locked up. While he was locked up, I handled his social media, his audio, his MP3s, his SoundCloud, Spotify, Audible, handled all his Twitter, IG, everything like that. When he got out, he was so impressed with the way that I handled things. And he really didn't have family that he trusted, and he wanted me to be his manager. Now, unfortunately, I told him, I already have a career and a profession with no kind of money. I would need almost 6 figures, to do that full time. So what I did is I came on as a mentor, as a confidant, you know what I mean, as a consultant. And I'm happy to say that that young man is now on a development deal with Atlantic Records. And he's a young rapper out of the DMV who goes by the name of Zan Man. During this time, the only thing that I was so hesitant and I could think of when he approached me was the relationship between the manager and the labels. And one of my favorite businessmen in the whole wide world is Dame Dash. So all I could visualize in my head was what Dame went through with Lyre Cohen, what Dame went through with Steve Sapp when I watched The Last Days of Rockefeller. So with you two gentlemen there, could you explain the most important thing that you feel is a necessity with dealing with the labels and how that relationship plays, and explain some of the pros and cons, if you gentlemen wouldn't mind, please?
Okay, it's all the paperwork, man. That's once you get to them labels, you gotta read that paperwork. You know what I'm saying? You never want to jump to a deal. You know what I'm saying? You always want to, to let them know, we'll get back to you, and then you go reconsult with your artist and see if you want to go that deal. And I usually I shop around. If I get a deal paperwork, I'm playing off that. I'm putting a bidding war in. I got Atlantic Records right here that want such and such. You know what I'm saying? We have Sony. What y'all gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I play that game. And we try to go for the best shot. But sometimes the most money is not the, best option either, because you don't want to get signed and then get shelved. To be honest, if you need the advancement, because some artists is just hungry, they mess up, they need advancement, and you need that, then you go for the deal. If not, right now it's an independent game, and that's not only with the music. That's like the world right now. They showing you to be independent. That's why they got Uber and all that. So you really should do your music independently if you can, or go for a single deal, or like an independent deal. You know what I'm saying? That's like my little advice to you. What was your other question?
No, you pretty much summed it up. I was just touching on some of the the pros and the cons between the relationship between the managers and the labels, and you led right into the independent versus label deals for the taking advantage of the distribution and the backing and the financial situation, the funds they can release up front and things like that. And, it's definitely challenging. Things aren't how it used to be in the music industry, but I'm going to let you guys get to the phone lines. I'm going to continue to listen in on YouTube, and I appreciate your advice, my man.
Yeah, so love.
Appreciate your call, Global.
All right, Global.
Yeah,
my
appreciate
dude.
your call.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. Shout out to Beat 139.
Definite.
My man.
We need y'all to hit that like button. Y'all call in 646-628-4264.
That was a good question.
With Pop Jones and Richie Rich.
So, Rich, let's bring it over to you for a minute, because I'm a little more interested about this road manager job. I think the road manager job is tough, man.
It's tough.
You know
It's
what
a
I'm
lot.
saying?
You gotta deal with a lot.
How you holding it down out there, man, when you going on tour and all like that? Talk about that road manager position, man.
Well, you go through a lot, man. I've been through it all. Like, sometimes you get to the airport, the flights aren't done correct. I've been through like, once when we went to Miami, we had a show, and basically once we got to the airport, they were telling us, there's no one there to pick us up. Stuff like that happens, so I gotta switch up, call promoters, make changes like real fast. You gotta be on your heels and toes, like you doing real quick. A couple of times we went out of town, and Millie, he actually lost his passport. So we're in Toronto, and we're supposed to be flying out next morning. No passport. I'm there like, how we gonna get out of this? So
They already paid you out advance, right?
yeah. We already got paid. Everything was good. All we had to do was wait for the flight next morning to fly out. Come to find out, somebody came into the room and stole his passport. So now I had to go all the way to Toronto, like take a cab, go out there, get the passport, come back. So a lot of crazy stuff happen on the road, but you got to be ready to go.
How many people normally go with you guys on the road?
Usually a club, like if it's a club event, they usually pay for minimum like 3-4 people, depending on the artist.
And everything else you have to come out of pocket.
Yeah. They'll give you like the rooms and four flights. So everything else we take out of whatever they pay from the budget. Yeah.
So your own security and all that, you got to take care of yourself.
Oh, we take care of our own security. We got to take care of that. So when you go out of town, you better know the right people,
Right.
because you're in a whole different situation. You might be in a club. It's a whole lot of people just coming at you. You don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I want y'all take on this, right? How y'all feel about higher paid security or street security, like the homies?
I feel you should always go professional. I mean, you guys see what's going on in the industry.
Too.
Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the industry. Just like what happened with not only like Casanovas. You seen the stuff that happened at the Barclays, the old shooting and all that. It's good to have your homies and all that stuff, but when it comes to business, I feel like you should separate it. Like you don't want to take like some of the interviews, some of the places we go. We went to CNN, stuff like that. You don't want to take certain people. Like you got to be very professional with these people, because they're not gonna book you, and a lot of other doors are not gonna be open for you from that.
So why do you think people most of the time have their homies as the security instead of, professional security?
I feel it's all being comfortable, man. You feel comfortable around your boys. You feel safe around your boys. But at the end of the day, sometimes
cheaper, right?
Yeah, it's cheaper, but sometimes it causes more problems. Like more problems. You might go in a club and you're 20, 30 deep. It don't have anything to do with you getting into a situation. Your boy got into a situation. Now the main person they gonna look at is that artist. That's it. They gonna start with that artist. That's it.
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm always gonna go professional security because it's cheaper at the time. It's like, okay, yo, we don't want to be paying extra security, but if your boy got drunk or he can't control his anger, he go off. Now you paying lawyer fees. Now we got to bail him out, and you know what I'm saying. So it's cheaper at that time, but it's not really cheaper in the long run. You paying more.
Yeah. And then not only that, your homies are your homies. They not security. Yeah. Your homies is your homie. They want to hang out with you. They going to run to the bar. When you go to drink, yo, give me one too. Security going to be like this. They ain't supposed to be drinking while they on duty.
Yeah, exactly.
Security is not supposed to be drinking and all that. They supposed to be watching you the whole time. Your homie's going to be like, you pop the bottle, he going to have his cup out.
Yeah, but you got...
Now you done lost your security right there. He's saucy. What are you going to do? His mind ain't even right no more.
Mind ain't even
He's your homie. And then when something happened, yo, I thought you had me. Yo, I didn't know. I didn't see him coming. Because he all saucy. Security. Now
And
you
he
gotta
over
go
there talking to
professional,
chicks and all types.
Yeah, you can't do your homies, man.
But I think a lot of from the street, because it's a fine line between the music industry and the streets. You know what I'm saying? I let people know that too. It's really a fine line.
Yeah.
So I think the homies really, they just trying to prove themselves. They want to get a position, and they don't really have a position. Yo, I'm your hitter. I'm your shooter, whatever.
Yeah.
So they just trying to, create themselves a job, which is cool, and then let me know you rocking for me. That's cool, but we got security for that. Like you said, you get saucy, or yo, I was talking to the chick over there.
Yeah,
now we done, we over here, we got jammed up. You got to leave. Yeah, you got, unless you got a real militant homie.
Yeah.
He on it like that. Like that's just him.
Yeah.
Then I would,
That's different.
That's different.
That's rich.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in the club, and I forgot what rapper it was years ago. We went to the club, and they trying to be for security. I think the Tunnel, matter of fact. He said, this show, I can't remember who the artist was. Me and the dudes from the block went. He said, your whole crew is 5'7". He said, that's security. I come in my crew here. He said, that's security. Your whole crew is 5'7". I was on the...
I give you one too, Doc. I went to Tunnel, so
that
we went to the
was
Tunnel, right?
Funny.
Like, it was at the what's the name of the theater? The Beacon. That's when.
Yeah, Beacon Theater. I know about it.
Yo, real quick. It was Death Row. It was Biggie, and it was Wu-Tang. at the Beacon. That's when Puff was beefing with Suge Knight. So Death Row came. That's when you had Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, the Dog Pound, the Rage. They was heavy. They came to New York ready. You know what I'm saying? We like this. They got a stage, boom, like a cell block. It was cell block. The stage was like professional, man. So the way they did it was one to come out the cell block, open the gate, and start rapping. Boom. After he finished, like Tupac, he'd go back in the cell block. They cracked the next gate. Dre would come out. Like, oh, they killing New York right now.
Good. That look good.
To speed it up, right? So Biggie came out. They had a big chair with Biggie. Biggie had the king cape with the king, joint, and he came out, did his thing. Wu-Tang came out, and Wu-Tang, they like 900 on the stage. You know how Wu-Tang do. They flicking the liners. So that's when Suge Knight got up there and said, yo, if you want a real boss and you don't want to be in the videos and all that, get with me. We went back to the tunnel. I didn't know the tunnel had a VIP in the back, because we always went to the regular part. I didn't know they had it for big dogs. You go in the back. We went in the back, like Doc said, 5'9". Suge Knight leaned on Puff. Puff was on the wall like this. Suge Knight big. When he leaned on, you couldn't see Puff no more. We like, oh, man, it's about to get right up in here. So we drinking champagne at time, so we pouring our bottles out. You know what I'm saying? Because we think we was going to go on, we're going to start cracking heads and all that type of stuff. But then he got Compton police with him. All these dudes got Jerry curls and all that, but these is off-duty cops. So we all drinking champagne and we going to hold Puff down, but at the end of the day, these dudes is ready to tear us up in New York. But luckily, the dudes, the security at the tunnel said, nah, dudes can't come right in our town and take over New York. This is New York. And then they came and formed on them, and they saved Puff, and then they got out of there, and that was that. But we, like you said, our homies, we want to crack bottles, and them dudes was ready. They ain't come to New York not ready. They came to New York with no fear, man. And we want to do some homie stuff and hold them down. Them dudes probably ate us up in there, man. Until the tunnel dudes was kind of big.
The tunnel was big.
That's
they moved the crowd. So when they seen them, they backed them off of Puff and he slid out, and that was that though. But you got to hire professional security at the end of the day.
Yeah,
man.
professional.
That's a real story.
But I'm gonna give you this for free. Never met Suge, but shout out to Suge. But I think I got a few people that's talking to Suge, right now on the phone. So I think he got a full reversal. I think he's about to get like 40, 50 million back. I mean, he's still gonna be in prison, but
Right.
Suge is making a comeback. They doing a biopic on him and all that. So I got that. I got that little information from inside. So I'm on getting my artist trying to get a little,
Right.
the soundtrack to the movie and all that. And but Puff, I've been around Puff a few times, man. So Puff, his son actually came through for my daughter's Sweet 16 and all that here. So shout out to Justin Combs, that's my man.
Yeah.
Puff.
So, to Millie, what's next? What y'all trying to do management wise next with whatever artists y'all got on deck? What's the next movement?
Okay, well, far as me, my company's called Commander in Chief. So I'm advised by my lawyer, my legal, continue with the management until I can get enough funding to turn it into a label. Because that's my goal. Eventually, I'm turning it into a bad boy, a Def Jam. Because 5 artists and better, now I can go for a label deal. So that's what I'm going towards right now. But once you go into the label deal, that's a whole nother game. You got to start giving advancement. There's other monies and that. So right now, my lawyer advised me to continue to run the Commander-in-Chief as the management until one of these companies give me the the label deal and budget. So that's my whole goal right now.
As far as Millie and we got the whole new project coming, and he also has you got the lawsuit with Fortnite. Still working on that. For the whole 2020, we're just turning it up, man. We in the studio, we pretty much try to go in the studio as much as we can, making new tracks, because 2020, we taking it back. That's it.
There it is. But let me
So
ask you
can
a
you go
question.
into the little you said lawsuit with Fortnite? What's that about?
For the Millie Rock. So Fortnite stole the whole dance. They got the whole dance. They never compensated him for that. So we got our lawyers. So We're working that stuff out.
Really rocking them.
Yeah, the whole Millie Rock, they stole not only the Millie Rock, they
took
stole a
a lot
lot
of
of dances.
dances,
They don't want to compensate us for movement or actions or anything. They just want to take from the culture and not give it back. So that's what we're basically right now. We're with our lawyers. It's going to be a long fight, but that's what we're going to take.
So I'm looking at your magazine, right? Go ahead.
Nah, go.
This is your magazine?
No, I was just featured in the magazine.
Okay.
So
I was gonna ask you about, because y'all managers, right?
yeah.
You say the trap rap gods. How y'all feel about the trap rap? That's like they don't stop. They not stopping. They, like the last 5 years I can remember, trap has been dominating to me. Dominating the industry, man.
Well,
You feel you need a trap artist on your team to win? On your label?
Nah. I mean, I don't need one, but you know, whatever word, I don't need one because if I get a Lady Gaga, just Cardi B, I don't need a trap.
You ain't
yeah, I'm not doing rap. Yeah, that's the difference between with me and anybody else. I actually have, along with the couple artists I said, I don't know if I mentioned, I got a gospel rapper kid on my list. So I'm taking the country, gospel, you know, R&B, rap. You know what I'm saying? So
your thing
roster-
ain't just rap.
Nah, mine is not rap at all.
I'm into all music, man. As long as we vibing, people loving the music, that's what we do. We go trap. I collaborate with pretty much everyone in the game.
Yeah, but you was getting to this magazine.
Oh yeah, so yeah, this is not our magazine. Shout out to Kite Magazine. They featured me in I believe this is issue 3. So I brought y'all through, but they on issue 6 right now. But it's really
Go to your page.
yeah, it's really heavy in the prison system because you know magazines kind of stink now. But they gave me a whole full write up.
Full write up.
Yeah, I got about 3 pages and all the pictures they put in there with and the celebrity. And I actually I got a few writers before, but this one they kind of hit me on the nose. They talked about everything, and so shout out to Kite Magazine. They featured
Shout
me.
out to Kite Magazine.
Yeah, they featured me in issue 3, man. So I brought y'all.
Definitely.
Congratulations, brother. That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Promotion is always good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they promoted me. So
So before we wrap it up, what's y'all days and nights normally like? The hours y'all have to put in.
oh man. Yo, but most of it, I don't know what is the thing about recording at 3 in the morning and all, but most of the artists like to record those wee hours. And I get it when you're busy. You know, we got radio in the morning, you got the show in the afternoon, and then at nighttime you got to, but I don't know, most of the artists want to record 2, 3 in the morning. You know, the whole nightlife thing. So they got to walk through. They get there 2 in the morning, get their little money from the club. After the club is over, 5, 6 in the morning, dining on, they go into the studio. So I guess I don't know what that is about, but yeah, the hours be crazy. Hours is crazy.
The hours is 24/7. I don't sleep. Like we always, like basically, we try to get deals 24/7. I might wake up at night, try to get a deal with Vest, try to get a deal with a club. I'm 24/7.
But how do that affect the relationship with your kids or if y'all girlfriends or whatever? How that affect it?
Oh man, that's a whole nother interview, man. That's a whole nother interview.
Yeah, it can affect your families, man.
Yeah, because you're
The
not
music
really
industry
home.
can affect your families.
Yeah.
Word.
Because like you say, out all night in the studio, because you invest in this artist, so you want to make sure if he's doing a song, you want to make sure he's not playing around for hours and doing things like that. Because when I was doing the music, one thing I could say, like the guys who I was working with, they was about their business. Mostly the younger guys in the group more so than the older guys. They was really about their business as far as like, you know, getting things done.
But not only that, though, like Doc, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like Pop was saying, that you got to be in the studio with them and you got to hear that song. You know, I mean, they record a song like that, but you
at the time, the girl I was dating did not. I'm like, yo, we in the club. She's like, so you in the club at 7 in the morning? That's what you telling me? Clubs like closing. I'm like, yo, it's an after hours. I'm not lying. I'm serious. Yo, but now, you know, if people that know about Show Palace, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, it was like a new thing, and she did not believe me at all.
So far as New Year's, where y'all partying at?
Oh, I think I'm going to Miami to Puff. Puff got a party, so I think I'm doing that, yeah.
So you going there to connect some dots?
I'm going to connect some dots, but also, you know, enjoy
Let
the
loose.
weather. But I'm be honest, until I'm Tyler Perry rich, I'm always connected dots. Even my partying is still business. I actually, I was just offered a show. It's different from this, but I was just offered to be on a show to Keep It Thorough. So it's like a new 106 in Park, and I'm be like one of the, I guess, the male hosts along with two ladies. So I didn't really officially say yes yet, but they supposed to put me on the show, and you know, because they know I got a lot of connections, I can bring other artists. So I guess this is why they go. So we talk about that. That maybe y'all may be
So
seeing
it
that
could be
2020.
like another 106 in Park where they have artists and playing videos and things like that.
Yeah, from what they explained to me and they sent it to me, Keep It Thorough. I like it. It's you know, it's a good little thing. So I think I may take that on because that I'm thinking as it of all my connections. Instead of me gotta go here, Puff, in Miami and Cali, you know, I can just bring everybody to me and still keep my connections and all that. And then
So it's gonna be known, strictly like industry known artists
yeah, they said they're strictly known artists and
and
They-
play their videos. And,
play their videos and interview them, but I don't think it's not like a podcast. They got it like 106 in Park. Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, I'm
And
posting.
say with Richie Rich job description, you can't really have a regular job. Man.
Nah, I got a regular job too,
What about when you got to go on the road?
cause I work part time, so I still do my part time job, and I got the barbershop. I still do. I don't only sit on one artist. We still try to get the income coming in, cause at the end of the day, you got to pay bills and everything else.
That's a good question that V asked him about a job. Like with that type of joint.
Cause if you go on the road for like, say you got to go on the road for a month,
Yeah,
ain't no job
no
waiting
job
till you come
waiting
back.
on, yeah.
Now if you own your own business, that's different. But ain't no job y'all
Yeah.
be back in a month.
You
Nah,
like
they ain't
2
going for
weeks.
that.
Okay, now you do this 2 weeks, and then you may only get 2 weeks out the whole
Yo,
year.
it's so many jobs. I had to quit. You
Yeah,
know, I
that's
do
what
a
I'm
little
saying.
job for a
Don't
couple
you
months.
really
I had to
pop off
quit.
again?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know, Rich. You know what I mean?
That's why I got the barbershops for. That's why I got the hats.
Rich
That's
got the
why I
barbershop,
all this
man.
other stuff, man.
Yeah, but
I,
you
I think it's best like part time though.
Yeah. I do stuff part time, man. But you gotta always have income coming. I try to
Oh yeah,
open
of course.
a lot of streams of income. That's the only way to survive in New York. You know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, let me. DJ Sassy J. So the kids that you
Sassy
Yeah.
J.
yeah, the kid, she gave me her little card and said it smelled good. I'm gonna definitely, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all check her out, man. Y'all check her out.
Nah,
my
we gotta
cousin,
definitely
DJ
get her
Sassy
going
J.
on. We
Yeah,
gotta
Sassy,
definitely
she
get her
ready.
going on.
She got the outfit on already. Oh, like get the turntable. She she ready. to
And
get
she's so professional, man. She got her own business card and everything.
Word.
Yeah, she gotta keep it up. You gotta keep it up. You gotta keep it up.
Everybody.
Yeah, Sass. What's up?
What's that, Sass?
How
Get my
old
business
is
card.
I said,
I
I
can
got
get my business card. You got no more?
I have one.
Oh, there you go. That's
She not playing. She not playing.
9, yeah.
Yo, that's a young entrepreneur. That's how
Young
you start.
entrepreneur.
Mold them early.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking. It smell good
And
too.
it smells
Smells
good,
good.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm jacking this.
You jacking it?
Oh, wow. Don't put it too close to your collar. Your girl gonna think you was hung up on somebody.
yeah.
You was at the
It's good.
podcast. Why you smell like that? You got another problem now.
Another problem.
Well, we definitely want
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming. Y'all dropped a lot of knowledge, man. This was a big
Nah, it's a
interview.
pleasure.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.
And I want to tell y'all something, right? It's like groundbreaking because we never had this type of segment ever out of like 260
Oh, I'm glad I'm the first one to
y'all
do
the
it.
first ones to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good
Shout out to Beat, man.
Yeah,
139, you know.
Management, man.
Management.
They need to hear about the
They
management.
need to hear about this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have a nice car, but that engine ain't proper. It ain't gonna run.
That's
This
right.
the engine's right here.
That's right.
All right.
Fact.
There it is. Yo, so tell me the social media links, man.
Everything is The Real Pop Jones on Instagram. That's basically what I meant. PopJones25@gmail is, you know, if you want to email me a record, man. Serious artists only, but The Real Pop Jones is my Instagram. That's it, man.
Give yours.
My Instagram is Young, Rich, and Powerful, spelt the same way. Make sure you check it out. That's it. The whole family, YRP family. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the Beat 139. Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thank you,
Yes,
Beat
man.
139.
All of this.
All of them said
Say
that.
less.
Oh, I'm staying up, eh?
There it
Man,
is.
cheers.
Appreciate you. Okay.
Can y'all let them know what podcast y'all on?
The best podcast in the world, man. The Beat 139.
It is.
The Beat.
We good.
Cut.